Welcome to page 3 of the video series Fast and Easy Pages by Scrapbooking Quebec. In this series, I show you how to make beautiful pages quickly using only basic tools. If you haven't seen the 2-minute introductory video, I suggest you check it out. I'll put a link to it in the comments below. For this page, I use the Cocoa Daisy July 2018 kit called Twinkling of the Tea. I was also inspired by a page I saw in a book that dates back to 2009, and it's called Time to Scrap: Techniques for Fast, Fun, and Fabulous Pages. It was done by Kathy Fessmeyer, and honestly, there it is. She did a fantastic job because the pages are still beautiful and relevant today. The first thing to do is select 5 horizontal photos and trim them to measure 3.5 inches by 5 3/4 inches. Then make photo mats that measure 1/4 inch larger. Now select printed paper for the blank spot, and I went with this gold and green stripe because I wanted to go get some of that gold that's found in the photos. There's a lot of green there. It's in Ireland, and I didn't want it to be too green, so I went and selected the gold to have a bit of contrast. Now I'm going to glue these 6 pieces down, and I just want to point out this design is great if you have lots of photos, and you can also do this very same page if you flip it on the side, and you can use 5 vertical photos as well. Another thing I want to point out, when I make a page with this many photos, the complementary page usually has fewer photos, like 1 or 2. And I plan to do a video for the complementary page to this page, and I will post it on the YouTube channel Scrapbooking Quebec, so stay tuned. And another thing, when you select your photos for this project, the top left-hand photo is going to have decorations and a title on it. So select a photo that you do not mind gluing things on top of. Now I'm about to decorate, and the first thing you do when you decorate, in my opinion, is do the placement of the title and the text. So I'm going to use this acrylic word that comes in the kit. I wrote my text in advance, and now I can start decorating. Like the page in the book, I am going to connect the top 2 blocks with a piece of ribbon. If you do not have ribbon in your kit, you can always use printed paper. This measures about 1/2 inch wide. And where I eventually put a bow, you can just stick a decoration in that spot. Now that I'm happy with that, I'm going to put down my text and title. And this is an acrylic word, something I've never used before. So I'm using a liquid adhesive. Not quite sure if it's the right thing to do or not. You'll see that you can see the glue right now, but it does dry clearly, I'm happy to report. And now, before gluing down the text box, I am going to fool around with the die cut shapes a bit before gluing. I also am about to use a paper clip that came in the kit, and that's not something I would normally use, and I did have a bit of trouble with it, but I'm happy with the results. And that's one of the fun things when you get a curated kit. Someone else picks out things, and you'll often get things that you would not normally use, so it pushes you out of your comfort zone a bit. I guess that paper clip is out of my comfort zone anyway. So now that I'm happy, I start gluing things down, and you're going to notice that some of the stuff I use a dimensional adhesive, and I find that is a very easy, quick way to add a bit of wow to simple pages. It's really not much, but it does make the difference. It makes your page just look a little bit nicer. I continue to fool around with the decorations a bit here, and I am going to glue this arrow down, and you're going to see later on in this video that I take it off and I rip my page a bit. And that's why I recommend that you, before gluing decorations, you really play around with them a bit. Now I continue with making a bow that I'm going to place up beside the title there. And I'm deciding when I place when I place the bow, that's when I decide that that arrow is too much. That's why I would have preferred to have placed the bow first and then the arrow later. Anyway, I also want that ribbon to look like it's been tied there. So I bunch it up a bit by tying a piece of string there. It's just a little hack. There I go, taking the arrow away and ripping my die cut underneath. As much as possible, I plan these videos in advance so that they go smoothly, so that I don't take up too much of your time. But when it comes to decorating, I just can't do that. Myself, when I decorate, it comes from the gut, and I have to play around with it. So that's why you see me making these little mistakes and stuff. This part is the real me scrapbooking. So now I know I want to cover up that little mistake I made, and I'm getting out my die cuts. My page is done, but I'm just going to fuss around a little bit more with these pieces. And I end up going with this small piece of chipboard, and I'm being very careful. As you can see, before gluing it, I'm really making sure I want to put it there. So there we have it. I commit. And my page is done. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would be forever grateful if you gave it a thumbs up and if you subscribe to Scrapbooking Quebec. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.